وذكر فإن الذكرى تنفع المؤمنين.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه والتابعين لهم بإحسان إلى يوم النشور. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We're dealing with the virtues of Islam, specifically the virtues of Salah, and how it has been made incumbent upon all Muslims, and the evidence that support. We found that there are numerous evidences from the Quran and from the Sunnah to underscore the fact that Islam is the Salah is obligatory on all Muslims at specific times. Now we continue to deal with other aspects of it in terms of those who are obligated to make the Salah. So we can start from that. وَيَلْزَمْ وَلِي.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ويلزم ولي الصغير أن يأمره بالصلاة إذا بلغ 7 سنين أو إن كانت لا تجب عليه.
ويلزم ولي الصغير أن يأمره بالصلاة إذا بلغ 7 سنين وإن كانت لا تجب عليه. And also in terms of a child, when he attains 7 years of age, his father, his guardian, can command him to make Salah. He can, even though Salah is not obligatory upon a child of 7, for example, but he can order him, he can make him make the Salah. ولكن ليهتم بها. Why? The reason is that when you introduce Islam to a child at that tender age, very age, it means that he becomes used to it. He becomes acclimatized to the Salah. It makes it easy on him as he grows. Even though, once again, don't forget that it is not obligatory upon the child at that age, but when it's introduced to by the father or by the guardian, it helps him to adopt full performance of Salah as he grows up. Now,
ويتمرن
عليها, that means that it becomes used to it. It's like a training exercise. It becomes well trained, so it becomes used to it. It becomes part and parcel of his life. That is Salah at the very age when he is being introduced to Salah. Oftentimes, at that tender age, it means that the potential for him to grow into someone who loves his Salah is very, very high indeed. Now,
وليكتب له وليه الأجر إذا صلى.
نعم. ليكتب له وليه الأجر إذا صلى. So that when he makes Salah, both he and the guardian, both of them are rewarded. So when you have a child at that age, you are rewarded when you introduce him to Salah, because you want to be rewarded. The deen Muslims are in the deen, they obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they also expect reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it is a virtuous deed to introduce your child to Salah. You are being rewarded. Now,
ولعموم قوله تعالى من جاء بالحسنة فله عشر أمثالها.
because Allah says in the Quran, Man jaa bil hasanati falahu ashru amthaliha. Anyone who does righteous and a good deed, he will have the reward of that good deed. Anyone, Man jaa bil hasanati falahu ashru amthaliha. Anyone who does a good deed, who does a good deed, he shall be rewarded. And the person also that you introduce him to, he is also rewarded. So both the child and you, the guardian, you are both rewarded. So in tenfold. That is why it is necessary that as we make Salah, we should not turn our eyes away from our children also. They should be what? Introduced to the Salah, so they become used to it, so that all are rewarded. Both the children and also what? The father or the guardians, they are rewarded. Now.
وقوله صلى الله عليه وسلم لما رفعت إليه امرأة صبيا.
And also here is the hadith that supports this effort. وقالوا صلى الله عليه وسلم لما رفعت إليه امرأة صبيا. There was a time when a woman brought a child to a Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And what happened? فقالت.
ألي هذا حج.
And then she asked the Prophet, this boy, does he have to make Hajj? Is Hajj obligatory upon him, a boy? قال
نعم ولك أجر.
ألي هذا حج؟ قال نعم ولك أجر. He said, yes, you can make Salah, let me do the Hajj, but what? It is what? It's going to have a reward. He will have reward. Now.
فيعلمه وليه الصلاة والطهارة لها.
فيعلمه وليه الصلاة والطهارة لها. Therefore, the father ought what? Teach him both Salah and also the purification, so that he or she gets into the mood of what? Of being able to what? Perform the Salah and then the Tahara as well. So let us step back a bit. So when Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam listened to the woman, when she has said that this child does have to do the Hajj, he said that yes, you can let him do the Hajj. Walaki ajrun, and you are rewarded. Now, let's get him used to the Hajj, as you can get him used to what? To the Salah. And in the final analysis, you, the introducer, who introduces the child to either Salah or Psalm, for that matter, or Hajj, and all those obligations, you are rewarded, inshallah, for your introducing him or her to what? For these obligations. Now. So that's another dalil.
ويجب على وليه أن يضرب صغيرا إذا تهاون بالصلاة وقد بلغ 10 سنين.
ويجب على الولي أن يضرب صغير إذا تهاون بالصلاة وقد بلغ 10 سنين. And also the guardian can beat, can reprimand the child at the age of 10 if he or she plays with Salah, if he or she is not serious with Salah, at the age of 10, he or she can be what? Reprimanded by the guardian, the guardian, the mother, even the father. Now, the guardian ought to reprimand. And here the word yadrib has been used. Yadrib, what? To beat, but not to abuse, right? No, to beat, but not what? Not to abuse the child. Now, sometimes when you keep the cane in the house, the mere sight of the cane will what? Cause the child to what? To know that he should be serious with Salah. Otherwise, what? He or she might be what? Reprimanded, but not abused. Not abused. Now.
وقوله صلى الله عليه وسلم مروا أبناءكم بالصلاة وهم أبناء سبع سنين.
Now, this because the dalil مروا أبناءكم بالصلاة وهم أبناء سبع سنين, command, order your children to make salah when they attain the age of 7. وَضْرِبُهُمْ
عَلَيْهَا لِعَشْرٍ
وَضْرِبُوهُمْ عَلَيْهَا لِعَشْرٍ, and then scold them. Do not abuse them. Use the cane, but don't abuse them. Reprimand them when they attain the age of 10. وَفَرِّقُوا
بَيْنَهُمْ فِي الْمَضَاجِعِ,
and in their sleeping places where they sleep, separate them. Do not let them sleep together. Now, separate them for moral reasons. Now, they should not sleep together. Your girls should sleep at other places, and the boys must sleep at other places. They should not get together. Now, they should be separated in their dwellings where they do sleep. Now,
رواه أحمد وأبو داود والترمذي وغيرهم.
so this has been narrated by Ahmed, Abu Dawood, and Tirmidhi, and the rest. Now, ولا يجوز
ولا يجوز تأخير الصلاة عن وقتها. قال الله تعالى إن الصلاة كانت على المؤمنين كتابا موقوتا.
ولا يجوز تأخير الصلاة عن وقتها. It is not permitted. It is not allowed for Salah to be delayed and not made or performed at its appointed time. وَلَا يَجُوزُ تَأْخِيرُ الصَّلَاةِ عَنْ وَقْتِهَا. You cannot delay the Salah and take it away from its appointed time. That is not allowed. Why? Here's the evidence. Allah says in the Quran, إِنَّ الصَّلَاةَ كَانَتْ عَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِينَ كِتَابًا مَوْقُوتًا. Indeed, Salah is obligatory upon the believers at specific and appointed times. So why do you then delay Salah? If it is time for Dhuhr, the time for Dhuhr is known, you should make Salah at what? At the appointed time. Not to delay until the time of Dhuhr elapses, right? Or expires, so to speak. Now, طيب.
أي مفروضة في أوقات معينة.
نعم. أو مفروضة في أوقات معينة. That is it. That is at the appointed time, the obligatory Salah is made or allowed or commanded to be made and performed at specific times. This time ought to be what? Respected. Now,
لا يجوز تأخيرها عنها.
Here an emphasis is coming. لا يجوز تأخيرها عنها. Please do not delay the Salah. Don't allow the time for the Salah to pass. Now, and not made or performed at its appointed time.
إلا لمن يريد جمعها مع ما بعدها جمع تأخير.
Unless, of course, you intend to what? To combine the Salah. If you make intention to combine the Salah. So he says that إلا لمن يريد جمعها ما بعدها جمع تأخير, unless anyone intends to delay it in order to what? Join it what? With the upcoming Salah, with the next Salah. If this is not your intention, then that is wrong. But if it is this your intention to combine the Salah, that can be combined possibly, then there's no harm on you. Now, okay,
إذا كانت مما يجمع وكان ممن يباح لهم الجمع.
The Shaykh further explains that إذا كانت مما يجمع وكان مما يباح لهما أو لهم الجمع. If this Salah, two Salah that you want to combine, they are worthy of combination. In other words, you can combine them. Now, other than that, you cannot just combine any Salah. Can you combine Maghrib with Fajr? No, you cannot. Now, but can you combine Dhuhr with Asr? Yes. Now, if all the conditions for the combinations are okay, are available, then you can do that. And if that is your intention, then there's no harm in delay in order to what? Combine these two Salah. Now,
وأما تأخير صلاة الليل إلى النهار.
وأما تأخير صلاة الليل إلى النهار أو صلاة النهار
إلى الليل
أو
الفجر إلى ما بعد طلوع الشمس. فلا يجوز بحال من الأحوال.
لا لجنابة
ولا نجاسة ولا غير ذلك، بل يصليها في وقتها على حسب الحال.
Now, just as we have said, further explanation, the Shaykh elaborates. He says that now you cannot join the daily Salah with what? With the nightly Salah. You cannot join Isha to what? To Fajr, for example. But you can join Dhuhr and then Asr if that's your situation. Now, this can be done. However, if it is time for you to make the Salah, it doesn't matter. You have to make sure that the Salah time is respected. Nothing should prevent you from making the Salah when it is time. No matter what happens, that's the opinion. That is the best opinion, that no matter what happens, when it is due, you have to make sure that you make Salah at the appointed time without what? Any delay. Now.
وبعض الجهال قد يكون في حالة علاج في مستشفى على سرير لا يستطيع النزول منه.
نعم. وبعض الجهال قد يكون في حالة علاج في المستشفى على سرير لا يستطيع النزول منه. Sometimes there are some people, they are just ignorant. According to the Shaykh, they are ignorant because he may be in bed, in the hospital bed, sick. It is time for Salah. What should he do? Should she or he make the Salah, or he or she should what? Postpone the Salah? He is sick. Now listen to further details.
أو لا يستطيع تغيير ثيابته التي عليها نجاسة.
He cannot come down. He's bedridden. He cannot come out of the bed. أو لا يستطيع تغيير ثيابه التي عليها نجاسة. Or he cannot change the clothing that is touched with what? Impurity. His clothing is dirty. There's najasa in his clothing. He cannot come out of go out. He's still in his bed. He's in that kind of situation. أو ليس عنده تراب يتيمم به. There's no sand that he can perform or he can use to perform tayammum. None of these things is available.
أو لا يجد
ما يناوله.
أحسن الله عليك. أو لا يجد من يناوله إياه.
أو لا يجد من يناوله إياه, or he does not get anyone who will fetch him sand, any material, what to do the tayammum. No water for tayammum. His clothing is najasa. I mean, he's in a state of najasa, period. There's no tahara. What should he do?
فيؤخر الصلاة عن وقتها ويقول أصليها فيما بعد إذا زال العذر.
So what he says that فيؤخر الصلاة عن وقتها, because of this situation in which he finds himself, he's going to delay the salah. ويقول, and he says أصليها فيما بعد, I will make the salah later on, not now. إذا زال العذر, once the situation is gone, once his state changes to purity, once his impure state changes to a state of purity, once he gets himself cleaned up. Other than that, he's not going to make salah. طيب وهذا خطأ
وهذا خطأ
عظيم. This is huge mistake, according to the Shaykh. This is what? Huge mistake. And according to him, al-juhal, al-jahil, the ignorant person is that person who thinks that way, that he cannot make salah because his clothing is impure. It's in a state of impurity. And it's time for salah. There's nothing to purify yourself around. What do? You still continue to wait until you get all things with which you can clean yourself before you make the salah? Now listen, go on. This is his opinion. He says what? This is a huge mistake. وَتَضْيِيعٌ لِلصَّلَاةِ, and also what? Wasting of salah. It's like throwing your salah away. This obligation that is incumbent upon you at specific time, you are throwing it away. It is negligent. It is tantamount to negligence of what? Of salah. If you don't make salah on its appointed time because of this excuse. Of course, it is legitimate excuse. Don't forget, this is legitimate excuse because you are in a state of impurity. And a tahara is what? A condition of what? Of salah. A tahara, purification, is a major condition what? For the validity of salah and all forms of ibadah anyway. Now, and you find yourself in a state of impurity and you are supposed to make salah. So your thinking is that, no, I cannot make salah. Let me wait until what? I'm totally purified. Now, according to the Shaykh, that is a huge mistake. So what does he have for us? Continue.
أوقعه فيه الجهل وعدم السؤال.
أوقعه فيه الجهل وعدم السؤال. The reason why he is thinking of this is what? Ignorance. And the failure to ask. He finds himself in that kind of impure situation. and he thinks that he can postpone the Salah without making the Salah at its appointed time, this is the result of ignorance and then not asking what? Not asking those who know to shed light on what to do in that type of situation. طيب وتجزئ فالواجب
على مثل هذا أن يصلي على حسب حاله في الوقت.
This is take on the issue. He says that فالواجب على مثل هذا أن يصلي على حسب حاله في الوقت. It is obligatory upon this person in the face of this situation in which he finds himself in, to make salah according to his situation. It doesn't matter, no matter what happens. Once it is time for salah and there's nothing to purify yourself, go ahead and make your salah in any form that you find yourself. Are we understanding this? In other words, you have to make salah at all times so long as it's time for salah. Don't say that I need to brush my teeth, I need to purify. No, I need to change my clothing. My clothing is dirty. There's so much oil. I just came from the mechanic shop. And these kind of things. Now, these are excuses. According to him, you have to what? Make salah. And this is based upon the dalil also. Because the dalil is what? Salah has been made obligatory at appointed times. If it time for the salah, make sure that you gather all the conditions. You are purity. But if nothing is around for you to get yourself purified for the salah, what do? Are you going to wait until you get all your purification together before? No. Go ahead and make salah according to your situation. According to what the situation in which you find yourself in. Are you understand? MashaAllah. طيب.
ولو صلى بدون تيمم أو ثياب نجسة.
ولو صلى بدون تيمم أو ثياب نجسة قال تعالى, even if he has to make salah without tayammum, without purification, without wudu, even in a state of impurity, you just go ahead and make a salah. Why? Because it is time what? For salah. طيب.
قال الله تعالى فاتقوا الله ما استطعتم.
First dalil, because Allah says that فاتقوا الله ما استطعتم. Fear Allah according to your capability. Fear to Allah. And you Allah knows you are fearful. Allah knows that you want so much. You don't feel good when you are making salah with what? With impurity. No, you want to make a salah when you have all the conditions set up. You don't feel good. Allah knows that. You tried several times. There's no water. There's no material, sand or stone or earth to what? To perform your tayammum. What do? Allah makes it easy for you. Mastata'atu, according to your limited capability. Go ahead and make your salah. Are you okay on that? Naam. طيب. حتى
ولو صلى إلى غير قبلته إذا كان لا يستطيع استقبال
حتى ولو صلى لغير قبلته إذا كان لا يستطيع استقبال القبلة. Even if you have to make salah without facing the qibla. Even if you have to make salah, you are traveling. You don't travel, even you are around, right? You are in the hospital. You find your situation that you cannot know where the qibla is. These days, people use their compass with them, right? And then it can tell them the qibla. No, but you have none of those things. What do? You are alone in the room and you want to make salah. Maybe you are in a state of purity. But this time, the situation is that you don't know your qibla. And qibla, qibla is one of the what? The conditions of salah. Now, what do? Go What means the thing of it? أينما تولوا فثم وجه الله. أينما تولوا فثم وجه الله. Wherever you turn your face, that is the Qibla. So, inshallah, all this underscores what? The importance of Salah. So imagine someone is not encountering any of these situations, any of these impediments, and he's clean. He doesn't need tayammum. He can fetch water to do, and then Salah passes by. Salah comes and he doesn't make the Salah, and he's in good mood. All the conditions are met by him, yet he does not make Salah on time. What do you think? What do you think is going to be the reaction of the lawgiver himself? The lawgiver is not going to be happy. The lawgiver is not going to be happy. And who is the good lawgiver? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to be happy. So, Salah, appointed time, let us beware of making Salah at appointed time. Now, ومن
ترك الصلاة تهاونا أو كسلا من غير جهد.
Step back. إذا كان لا يستطيع الاستقبال القبلة فصلاته صحيحة. And if he cannot get all these conditions together in order for him to make the Salah, the Shaykh concludes that فصلاته صحيحة, and he makes the Salah. His Salah is what? Okay. His Salah is clean, is alright. Now,
ومن ترك الصلاة تهاونا أو كسلا من غير جحد لوجوبها.
ومن ترك الصلاة تهاونا أو كسلا من غير جهد لوجوبها. So anyone who leaves the Salah, does not make Salah, out of what? Negligence or laziness. That means people, maybe you are too lazy that you don't make the Salah. Salah comes and then Salah goes away. You have left your Salah. It's called invalid Salah. What happens?
كفر على صحيح من قول العلماء.
كفر على صحيح من قولي العلماء. It becomes a kafir. Because you leave the Salah, you don't make the Salah. And here, this tells you that this opinion is of the Hanbali opinion, this Shaykh here. Because when he says that, ala qawli ulama, according to the one of the two opinions of what? Of the scholars. Meaning, you may not be a kafir. But according to the Shaykh, here you are a kafir, in that sense. Now, and here is the lead. Go on.
بل هو صواب الذي تدل عليه الأدلة كحديث بين الرجل وبين الكفر ترك الصلاة.
And he did not say things out of vacuum. Here is his dalil. He said that بل هو الصواب الذي تدل عليه الأدلة. This is the correct thing to do. That is supported by what? That all the evidence is available, because Rasulullah said that بين الرجل وبين الكفر ترك الصلاة, between a man and disbelief is what? Leaving the Salah. Meaning, when you leave the Salah, then you enter into a state of kufr, a disbelief, and may Allah forbid. Now,
وينبغي الإشاعة أن تاركها بتركها ليفتضح حتى يصلي.
So this person who leaves the Salah, I still make Salah, it should be disgraced. It should be announced. It should be known to people that he has left the Salah now. So that he will be encouraged to what? To come back to make the Salah at appointed times. Now, ولا ينبغي
السلام عليه.
ولا ينبغي السلام عليه. You don't even have to give salam to this type of person. It doesn't deserve your salam now. Because he has left the salah, so that's it. That is, he has entered into a state of disbelief. It doesn't deserve the salam of the believers. Now,
ولا إجابة دعوته.
Do not respond, answer his invitations.
حتى يتوب ويقيم الصلاة.
حتى يتوب ويقيم الصلاة, unless and until he repents and then makes what? Establish the what? The salah. Now,
لأن الصلاة عمود الدين وهي الفريقة بين المسلم والكافر.
لأن الصلاة عماد الدين وهي الفارقة بين المسلم والكافر, because salah is the what? Is the pillar of the deen. Salah what? Is the pillar of the deen. Is a difference and the distinction between what? The kafir, the disbeliever, and the Muslim. Now,
فمهما عمل العبد من الأعمال فإنه لا ينفعه ما دام مضيعا للصلاة.
نعم. فمهما عمل العبد من الأعمال فإنه لا ينفعه ما دام مضيعا للصلاة. So no matter what good, no matter what work he does, so long as he does not make salah on the appointed time, there is no benefit for him, no matter what happens. Because he leaves the salah, he neglects the salah. No matter what action you do after that, you can forget it. So the Shaykh says that لا ينفعه ما دام مضيعا للصلاة, that no other deed will benefit him so long as he neglects the salah. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى العافية. May Allah make it on our hands. May Allah strengthen our affairs, inshallah, to keep to our salah, inshallah. We have finished with what? The issue of what? Salah. In terms of what? The obligation of salah, the virtues of salah, and then how it is obligatory upon all Muslims. Even the children are encouraged what? To make salah, inshallah. Not obligatory on them, the children, but they are encouraged as a means of like training ground, form of exercise for them to get accustomed to it, so that as they grow, they will be what? They will develop a flair. They have a natural flair, what? For the salah. Now, any questions, or we go on to the next chapter, that is Babu fi Ahkami al-Adhan wal-Iqama. Now, rules pertaining to Adhan and then Iqama. Now, we can go on. Let's go on. Babu.
باب في أحكام الآذان والإقامة. لما كانت الصلوات الخمس مؤقتة بأوقات معينة لا يجوز فعلها قبل دخول تلك الأوقات.
نعم. لما كانت الصلوات الخمس مؤقتة بأوقات معينة لا يجوز فعلها قبل دخول تلك الأوقات. Since Salah is what? All the khams salawat, they are obligatory and appointed times. You cannot make that Salah without what? Announcement, without being invited, without knowing what the time for the Salah, without ushering what? The time for the Salah. How do you know that it is time for Salah? And you are supposed to make Salah what? At the appointed times. What tells you that it is time for Salah? Now, this is what the topic of discussion right now. وكان الكثير
وكان الكثير من الناس لا يعرف دخول الوقت.
نعم. وكان الكثير من الناس لا يعرف دخول الوقت. There are numerous people, many people, they don't know when it is time for Salah. Sometimes you know the time for Salah, but sometimes you are unaware that it is time for Salah. There is something to alert you that it is time for Salah. Something to make you know, announce to you that what it is time for Salah. What is that thing? Go on.
أو قد يكون مشغولا لا ينتبه لدخوله.
نعم. أو قد يكون مشغولا لا يتنبه لدخوله. How he is busy, maybe chatting, conversing. It happens sometimes. You see talking to your friends and things like that. Now discussing some important topic, and you forget that it is time for Salah. And by the time you are aware, Salah is over, and the time is even elapsing, going away. What do? But if there is something to announce the presence of Salah, alert you that it's time for Salah, isn't it the way to go? Now, what is that thing? Go.
شرع الله الآذان للصلاة إعلاما بدخول وقتها. Because of that,
شرع الله الأذان للصلاة إعلاما بدخول وقتها. Because of that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has legislated, has commanded, has brought us, has legalized for us what? Ilaman, announcement, to announce what? The time for Salah. So the announcement to proclaim the presence of Salah is what? That is Adhan. So Adhan is what? Proclamation or announcement of what? Of the time for Salah. That is what Adhan is. Right. Go on. Now he's going to tell us what? About a little bit of history of the Adhan. Where did it come from? Is it out of the whims and the caprices of people? Or it is deeply rooted in the Sunnah of Rasulullah? We shall know now. وقد شرع
الآذان في السنة الأولى للهجرة النبوية.
وقد شرع الأذان في سنة الأولى للهجرة النبوية. The very first year of the hijrah of Rasulullah, of the prophetic mission of Rasulullah, that was the time when Adhan was what? Legalized, was introduced to the Muslims. Now,
وسببه مشروعيته أنه لما عسر معروفة الأوقات عليه.
وسبب مشروعيته أنه لما كان عصر معرفة الأوقات عليهم. The reason for its legislation is that it became very difficult for them, for the Sahaba, very, very difficult for them. What is the time for Salah? Because of this, then it was allowed. It was what? Introduced. Now, تشاوروا
في نصب علامات الله.
So they discussed, they were consulting one another to find how they can go about this, how they can alert themselves that it is time for Salah.
فأوري عبد الله بن زيد هذا الآذان في المنام.
So Abdullah bin Zayd, he saw this in a dream. Really, it was what? It was shown to him in a dream about Azan. Is it out of his own whim? He said he had a dream. Is his dream confirmed? Let's go to the next verse. And so revelation supported his dream. He had a dream, and the revelation from Allah supported and confirmed the what? The authenticity of what? Of his dream. And what is that ayah? That's
وقال الله تعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع.
Now, so Allah says in the Quran, يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع. When, believers, when the time of Salah is proclaimed, here Nudia, take the word from Adhan from what? This Nudia what? From what? Nida, right? Taib, that is called, proclaimed. And that's what we do when we are making the Adhan. What are you doing? You are calling brothers what? To come and make Salah. So Nudia, here is the delay. Fast on ila hasten what? To the call of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make Salah, dhikr and so forth and so on. Now, so here is the first delay. وقال تعالى
وإذا ناديتم إلى الصلاة.
Surah Al-Ma'idah. وإذا ناديتم إلى الصلاة. When you call what? To the Adhan. That is kuffar. They used to make a mockery of the believers. Until, not only that, not a general mockery, we mean specifically, وَإِذَا نَعْدَيْتُمْ لِلصَّلَاةِ اتَّخَذُوهَا هُزْوًا. So, when you make your call, you announce the time for Salah, they make a mockery of you. They don't like it. So here, the point of focus is what? وَإِذَا نَعْدَيْتُمْ. Also, نَعْدَيْتُمْ from what? Nida, when you call out, pronounce the Azan. So calling, pronouncement, and what? Proclamation of the Azan is indeed rooted in what? In the Quran. And it confirms the what? The dream of what? Abdullah bin Zayd. Now, so it is legal, it's allowed for the Azan to be called. Now.
وكل من الآذان والإقامة لهما ألفاظ مخصوصة من الذكر.
وكل من الأذان والإقامة لهما ألفاظ مخصوصة من الذكر. It is not ordinary words. Both Adhan and Iqamah consist of what? They consist of words of remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, words that underscore the importance of Tawheed. They are rooted in Tawheed, not just ordinary words. Now, it is not words of Michael Jackson, right? Not words of anyone. No. Words, not from a philosopher, words taken from Al-Quran. Now, that word, that underscore the importance of Tawheed. So, Adhan is all about Tawheed. If you look at the words very well, and as we proceed, you find out, yes, they mean what? They show the significance of what? The dhikr and also the tawhid of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
وهو كلام جامع لعقيدة الإيمان.
It consists what? وهو كلام جامع لعقيدة الإيمان. Aqidah iman, what? All the words what? Point to what? To its establishment of what? The aqidah and the faith of Islam, that is aqidah iman. What kind of aqidah? Al-iman, that is tawheed. Now.
فأولهما التكبير.
فأولهما تكبير. First of all, when you are making Qamah, what do you say? When you are making Qamah, who are the Muadhin? When you are making Qamah, before do you start your Qamah? Who are Adhan? Allahu Akbar. That is the takbir. So, awaluha nam atakbir. So, it starts before atakbir. And when you say takbir, what are you doing? You are praising Allah. No, Allah. Allahu Akbar. Allah is the greatest. Now,
وهو إجلال الله عز وجل.
That's right. You are magnifying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are saying Allah is great. Celebrating His praises. Now, and His power and His might. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what you are saying. ثم
إثبات وحدانية الله.
لله عز وجل. ثم إثبات الوحدانية لله عز وجل. And also, you are establishing the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the same time. Now,
وإثبات الرسالة لنبينا محمد صلى الله عليه
وإثبات
وسلم
الرسالة لنبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم, and also establishing what? The mission, the prophetic mission of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now, بشهادتين. So when you say وَأَشْهَدُ أَنْ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهُ, we establish what? The prophethood of what? Of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. ثم
الدعاء إلى الصلاة التي هي عمود الإسلام.
ثم الدعاء إلى الصلاة التي هي عمود الإسلام. And also you are what? You establish the fact that what? Salah is indeed what? Is the what? The cornerstone, is the pillar of the deen. All of this is included what? In the adhan. Now,
والدعاء إلى الفلاح.
وهو الفوز
وهو الفوز والبقاء في نعيم مقيم.
This shows what? Come to success. Come to success. Come enjoy the pleasures of our naim, of the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Come to success. Now,
ثم يختمه بتكبير الله وإجلاله وكلمة الإخلاص التي هي من أفضل الذكر وأجله.
ثم يختمه بتكبير الله وإجلاله وكلمة الإخلاص التي هي من أفضل الذكر وأجله. And then you end up by saying what? Kalimat ikhlas. What? The what? Kalimat what? Of sincerity to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is what? The pillar of the deen. The dhikr. The highest form of dhikr. The highest form of celebration of Allah's praises. The highest forms of ubudiyah, the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ikhlas. In most sincere terms, you are being what? Sincere to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what you what? End the what? The adhan with. التي لو Is that? Okay. Confuse.
والتي لو وزنت بالسماوات وعاملهم غير الله وأرضين السبع وعاملهم.
التي لو وزنت بالسماوات وعامرهن غير الله والأرضين السبع وعامرهن لرجعت بهن لإذامها وفضلها. So it ends with what? The celebration of what? La ilaha kalimat tawheed. That is what? Weighs or outweighs everything in the heavens and the earth except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. La ilaha illallah. If you should put La ilaha illallah in a scale, and the heavens and the earth, and whatever is in them except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you find that La ilaha illallah will what? Outweigh all these things. How can you measure? It is immeasurable. You cannot measure what? And this is how you end your what? Your adhan and all at the same time al-Qam. So all these things are carefully chosen by whom? By Rasulullah. With what? Based upon what? Their dream, and supported by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ayah that you get to make this dua. You got to make this adhan with specific words chosen to what? To support and be in line with what? With the tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not like blowing a horn or what? Or ringing a bell. No. When you bring a bell, is there any tawheed? No. So this says that truly Islam is a truly monotheistic religion. The only true monotheistic religion is what? Islam. That ensures what? Ultimate what? And consummate what? Tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ولهذه البقية وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم إن شاء الله.
وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون ما أريد منهم من رزق وما أريد أن يطعمون إن الله هو الرزاق ذو القوة المتين.